Hey there, everybody. It's Lisa Brooks Kift, and this is episode 13 of Therapy 365. Welcome. Today, we are going to talk about chameleons. Are you a chameleon? So chameleons are reptiles that are able to change their colors, to camouflage themselves, and also maybe send social cues to each other. They can communicate that way. Well, people can also be chameleons. And for some of the same reasons, actually. So primarily because they feel the need to adapt to their surroundings rather than feel comfortable being themselves. So there's some indicators that you are a chameleon. You identify with being a people pleaser. You have low self-esteem. You aren't really sure who you are. So as a chameleon, you're an expert at tuning into others and often at the cost of yourselves. You can go to great lengths to avoid conflict, and oftentimes you won't admit it if you've been hurt. You just don't say a word. Quiet, right? Because as a chameleon, you want to blend in, even if it means hiding your true feelings, your opinions, your desires, your wants. Nothing is articulated. And saying no is extremely challenging. So on the surface, a chameleon may appear to be really quite easygoing and easy peasy and go with the flow. But there's a problem. The inner world of the chameleon is highly conflicted, and they're probably dealing with a lot of resentment and frustration that they're not actually living in alignment with themselves, but attempting to do what everyone else around them wants or what they think they're supposed to be doing. And a lot of times people don't fully realize they're out of alignment, but the distress that can come up internally for people really is a result of that. And they often have no idea who they are or what they like, they don't like, how to live for themselves. And over time, this can cause a lot of distress. They kind of feel stuck in between living for other people and living for themselves. And they have a real strong fear of being authentic, if they even know what authenticity means, because they may not know themselves. So it's tricky. And because they're so adaptable, they can draw in people who are less emotionally healthy, and they may require a lot of bandwidth from them. So the chameleon can sometimes get stuck in these dynamics with friends where they start to feel like the air is just being sucked out of them. The life is sucked out of them by other people who have very high needs. And the chameleon is the perfect person, right? The one who will show up as a people pleaser, is highly attuned to their emotions. But this can get really uncomfortable over time, especially if you're surrounded by a number of these types of personalities. So how does it happen that someone becomes a chameleon? Well, if you look into the history of people who become chameleons, you'll often find really good reasons for it. They've learned at some point that it was probably safer and more acceptable for them to adapt to others rather than be themselves. So this is where family of origin work can really help you if this resonates. So part of what that can do is help you to understand why that happened and then be able to work through it. So you're not stuck in this mode, in chameleon mode, as you move through life, which can be ultimately quite stressful and unsatisfying. So how to move from being a chameleon to you, to finding you, being you, right? Shedding your chameleon skin. The first thing you can do is really get familiar with your likes and dislikes. Take them to heart and start creating a picture of who you are. Some people just really do not know who they are, even down to what kind of food they like, or, you name it. The list goes on and on. So start to really learn your likes and dislikes. And then number 2, practice assertiveness. And start with the easy stuff, like offering an opinion about a place for dinner, maybe with a group of friends, rather than what you usually do. You probably go with the flow. Sure, I'll go. I don't care. Whatever you guys want, even if Mexican food gives you heartburn or whatever, right? So practice assertiveness. And remember, assertiveness is that right you have to set a boundary or just state an opinion, right? And aggressiveness is obviously when you state those opinions or set boundaries in a very harsh way. So sometimes people who are challenged with assertiveness, right, get confused between the two and feel like assertiveness is aggressive, but it's not. You have a right for that. So Number 3, keep a journal to gain an understanding of who you are and the experiences you've had where you have tried to express yourself. So you're starting to track, what you're doing, how you're going about it, and the feelings that are coming up as you are doing so. Number 4, find a trusted confidant to share your journey with. If you don't have anyone that feels comfortable in that way, you can find a therapist to help you out. Number 5, remember that you deserve a space in this world too. It just might take some time to create that for yourself and to become comfortable with that. So that's it for now. You can check out loveandlifetoolbox.com for my insights and tools around how to have a happy self and happy relationships and a happy life. And if you have a specific question around emotional health or relationships, I do offer email consultations there as well. You can check that out. And until next time, remember that at Therapy 365, you are always a work in progress.